The one quality in his wife that completely puts off her husband. Hi friends, welcome to Marriage Realities, a comprehensive relationship channel. Today's video will be highlighting the one quality a husband finds quite impossible to tolerate in his wife. Are you wondering what that quality could be? It is aggressive and commanding behavior his wife displays towards him. I was watching with fascination a talk show discussing relationship issues between husband and wife. There was one particular woman who was aggressively pointing out the mistakes of her husband. My husband is born lazy. His habits are filthy. He has never been caring or responsible towards our family. The woman continued to reel out more and more accusations against her husband while he looked on with helpless anger reflecting on his face. I could sense that the husband did not like his wife exposing his drawbacks before others. The way the woman went on complaining against her husband made him seem like a villain. Her face contorted with furious anger against her husband as she went on and on accusing him. The poor husband watched his wife tongue-tied with his face cringing in shame. How could this girl let down her husband before others? My mother asked me as she watched the show with me. What the woman was telling about her husband might be true, but she could have been less restrained and controlled. I think the woman sounded too aggressive and hostile against her husband. Such an aggressive wife completely turns off her husband. My mother looked disconcerted. Do you know what a husband dislikes in his wife? It is a dominating way of crushing his male ego. Do you know what a man likes the best in his wife? It is a feminine nature. Modern girls wrongly assume that being feminine always meant being submissive and meek. No, it is not so. When her husband acts girlish, his wife does not like it, doesn't it? Likewise, husband does not like it when his wife acts manly. An angry and aggressive wife completely turns off her husband. It is sad that modern girls do not really understand the beauty of being womanly. They wrongly feel that they are showing the confidence by locking horns with the husband, not understanding how much it puts him off. On the contrary, husband falls headlong in love with his wife when she acts confident without being commanding towards him. I think that my mother was right on target about her thoughts about how a wife should act towards her husband. It is true that in this modern age, you cannot be bogged down by old traditions. You have the right to be respected by a husband. When you also contribute towards the financial well-being of your family by earning as good as your husband, you certainly deserve your rights which were denied to your yesteryear sisters. Your husband should definitely share your household chores as you two have to hurry for work. Your husband also owes you equal rights in family and financial matters without you asking for it. You should be respected by your husband for what you are. These expectations are due to you without you begging and pleading your husband for it. But this does not mean you can override your husband as you may wish to. If you want the true love of your husband, you should definitely forego certain factors which he dislikes in you. It is sad that you do not realize that certain behaviors you display towards your husband rubs him the wrong way. Your husband hates it when you have a commanding tone when you talk with him. Your husband is angry when you insist that everything should be done your way. He feels stressed and tense when you do not listen to what he has to say to you. Your husband hates being home when you nag him threadbare. You crush the male ego of your husband when you act as though you know better than him in dealing with family matters. Your husband feels alarmed when you create scenes when he does not do things the way you like. If only you know how much your husband dislikes your aggressiveness, it will act like an eye-opener to you. It is true that many years ago, women were denied the basic rights. Such a scenario of denied rights can never exist in this modern age. You're no less than your husband just because you're a woman. But you should not also act as though you can bulldoze your husband through your financial independence. When you act aggressive with him, your husband wants to stay away from you. Your husband does not feel attracted to you when your commanding nature makes you look totally unfeminine. You earn for your financial independence and for the betterment of your family. Your financial independence does not in any way give you a leverage to create scenes with your husband. When you're hell-bent on being aggressive about your equality, you behave as though you have a crown in your head just because you're financially independent. When you act aggressive, you question every action of your husband, which he feels is demeaning to his self-respect. Yes. When there is a tilt of aggression in your behavior, it makes your husband wary of you. Your husband wants to distance himself from you when you scream and yell at him. When your husband is no longer attracted to you emotionally, he mentally deviates from you to withdraw into a shell of loneliness. On the flip side, you can attract your husband like a magnet when you are caring and attentive towards him. You might argue that if you are too soft-natured, your husband will dominate you and deny you your rights. You're wrong if you feel so. Being soft-natured does not mean being meek or submissive. It just means that you know the simple trick that your inborn feminine quality is the key to enter your husband's heart as his queen. You will lose the attraction of your husband when you behave like a male, loud and dominating. You think that you can have your husband in your total control if you are demanding and dominating. You're elated that you have tamed your husband into submissive listening. And when your husband meekly gives in to your commands, you feel that you have shown your power. Do you know that you will lose the love of your husband when you do so? You can easily make your husband listen to you when you shower him with love and care. When you're soft, reasonable and gentle, your husband likes to listen to you. When you act feminine with your husband, he is easily attracted to you. He becomes totally yours when you care for him. You become his queen when you make him feel like a king of the family. Your husband likes traditional respect, which his modern wife is unwilling to give him. It does not demean you in any way when you give your husband these tiny pleasures, which in turn makes you the influencer of his life. You cannot enjoy emotional intimacy with your husband when you act aggressively towards him. If you want to enjoy a good married life, show your husband certain feminine qualities to make him feel attracted to you like a magnet. Did this video make you understand why your husband hates it when you are aggressive? Marriage Realities will have many such relationship eye-openers. Subscribe to my channel to understand your marriage in a new light. Press the bell icon for updates about my latest relationship videos. Make love forever until death do us part your relationship goal.